Okay, everybody, we're back. And Bernie Sue has magically turned into Craig from Ford.
Hi, everyone.
So, Craig, what is your role at Ford?
I am the U.S. Manager of Social Media for Ford Motor Company.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Let's hope so.
So, when you're the head cheese for social media in the U.S., you know.
Scott Monty's the big cheese.
We know Scott Monty's the big cheese with his big voices that he can do.
Yes.
But you're part of the cheesy team.
I am certainly cheesy.
So when you and Scott are working together, like, are you strategizing, what you should be doing overall for social media, and then you have people underneath you that are sort of executing, or how does it work within Ford?
We are as much about strategy as we are about execution. Right. I think with social media, it's the low-hanging fruit is coming up with the concept or the ideas, is how we want to reach our audience. The difficult thing is actually doing the heavy lifting. Right. I can say with full confidence that we do a lot of heavy lifting at Ford Motor Company.
I would think so too. So you now have a global CMO, yes?
We do.
And
we do.
He spoke yesterday, the last keynote.
He's amazing. Yeah, Jim Farley. Yeah.
So what does Jim bring to the table for you?
Unbridled passion, incredible leadership. Jim sort of sidestepped the questions around metrics and ROI yesterday. The reality is that Jim is a data hound. And what we love about Jim is, Jim has asked us, if we're going to fail, let's fail forward. And let's try to do something different. And if it doesn't work, let's learn, let's regroup, and let's try to optimize it to make sure we can do it right the next time. Mm-hmm. So to have that level of confidence in people like Scott and myself at Ford Motor Company means a lot, to have that CMO behind, sort of has your back. So.
Right. So he's sort of empowering you to take some big risks, if you will, with social, and to see what could potentially work and what might not. But that's okay to actually see what's going to work.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're still, everything's testing, right? Yeah. So we still test. When we decided we were going to jump into Google with Google Plus, we put the football helmets on our head, yep, and we ran through the wall. And Literally through the wall. Google said, "Hi, welcome to dinner," and we took the football helmets off and said, "Let's do this." So, we love working at Ford. We love working for Jim, and it's not just Jim; it's our entire leadership team. Right. Jim really stressed one Ford yesterday, and the whole idea of accountability, from Alan Mullally, our CEO, all the way down. Mm-hmm. It's refreshing to know that you could basically walk into a meeting at Ford Motor Company, and that process that starts from our C-suite and our executives, yep, all the way to our managers and whatnot, it's the same. Mm-hmm. You feel instantly comfortable walking into that type of environment. Right.
I mean, that's such a huge, important key toward innovation. If you're going to innovate, you need to be able to empower the team to go fail, but fail fast if they need to, as we've heard other companies say, and then strive forward.
Correct.
So that vision now being put in place, what are some of the things that we can expect to see on the social media front coming out of Ford?
Wow. Well, I think Jim mentioned a lot of it yesterday. I mean, we have 166,000 employees. And if you think about the scale of being able to take those employees, and if you think of employees as people as media, and you think about our products as content, mm-hmm, well, if I can use those people to help push that content, much like we do with social media, mm-hmm, think about what we can do at scale when we get everyone behind what it is that we're doing internally at Ford Motor Company, and really building that from the inside out of the organization. So. Mm-hmm. I think for us, employees, dealers, and getting dealers involved in social, we're working so hard to get them up to speed, and they've been incredibly receptive. They see the power of what it takes, not just for customer service, but for sales, for insights. Everyone across the organization has been so excited about this. We're also looking at things like location-based services and mobile and sort of the untethered social experiences and how it can really capture that moment at Ford Motor Company, right, and then scale it. So.
And I see too, Ford does a lot in the social space with video, in terms of video content. Talk a little bit about that, because video is really hot right now.
Yes, it is. We absolutely love video. And
so TechZulu.
Well, we've got something in common, obviously. So Scott and myself, while we manage social media, we technically sit in corporate communications. Right. And you have sort of this stigma within corporate communications that it's all about the traditional press release. It's all about the media release. We are redefining that through video. We're telling stories. It's no longer about B-roll anymore. It's about actually
Thank you. It's not about B-roll anymore, people.
So, no longer about B-roll. It's about C-roll, S-E-E.
Read Craig's finger.
There you go. So Jim introduced LA to our hands-free liftgate yesterday during his keynote, where
Brian Solis was kicking.
Yes, he was. So Brian Solis was kicking underneath the liftgate and
tapping.
That automatically opened the liftgate. You no longer need your hands to open up the liftgate of our all-new Ford Escape as long as you have the keys on you.
Right.
We recorded a video not too long ago, about a week and a half ago, and we did a very similar exercise. Okay. That footage was now shown across the web. Autoblog picked it up, replacing that traditional B-roll with something engaging, fun, shareable. That's what we see. It doesn't have to be in text anymore. It could be it could be in video, it could be in audio. But we're huge proponents of video. We see that as a big strength point for us right now. And we look forward to producing more content throughout the year.
We had someone from VeriSign over here talking about ComScore and how they were talking about some of the latest stats with video and the amount of video that people across the U.S. are watching online now. Yeah. And the average is at least 5-minute clips. So would you say that video is finally sort of reaching into the mainstream now with consumers?
Look at what Jim didn't have enough time to touch on it yesterday. And while the campaign is over, look at what we did with Doug and the Ford Focus.
Right.
And that was 100% video.
Yeah.
And that level of engagement, what the interesting thing about that campaign was, through those videos, I mean, Jim mentioned it, Doug has more Facebook fans than our Ford Focus page does.
Which is really telling.
Presents an interesting problem for us, a challenge. But with that said, we did a survey after, sort of a post-campaign survey. Yeah. And we found that over 5% of those considering, purchase consideration of a Ford Focus learned about it through Doug. And
explain who Doug is for those who don't know.
All right, everyone go to YouTube and just search for Doug the Orange Sock Puppet. And I know that sounds strange, but trust me, you will be laughing in hysterics at what we were able to pull off and get past our legal. So
because some sock puppets have crashed and burned in this space, but not Doug. Doug the sock puppet has excelled.
Not even close. Doug has his own Hall of Fame now. So, yeah.
And I really wonder too. I mean, have you gone back to look at even the numbers from the keynote to see how many people in the audience were tweeting about what Jim was saying and were taking some video of their own and sharing all of this content and becoming truly this entire marketing army for Ford in the audience at BlogWorld.
So true story, where Jim's done with his keynote and we get into a car. He had a reception yesterday. Yeah. I had my iPad with me and I immediately did a search for BWELA and Farley, and handed him my iPad, and he spent a good 20 minutes in the vehicle scrolling nonstop as he saw all the admiration that was coming out of his presentation. Yeah. And he's such an approachable guy. Sometimes you forget the fact that he's the global chief marketing officer for Ford Motor Company. Yeah. And the impression that made on Jim, I assure you, that's a transformational moment where Jim is going to remember that for the rest of his life. And if anything, that's going to help solidify his not just his affinity, but his decisions to really push social media at the core of everything we're doing now at Ford.
So don't forget, folks, that all of these people that are tweeting, that are watching the videos, that are sharing the videos, that are liking the videos, that are commenting on all of this, they become your virtual marketing army. Yes. Especially the people that are here at BlogWorld.
We see it, and that's why we have such a presence here at BlogWorld.
Great. So any other, just on your front as someone who's heading up social with Ford, any particular tools that you are currently looking at or that you're interested in for a particular reason, new things that are on the front that you might have some interest in or that are just new?
Yeah, all right, I'll give some shout outs. Sure. So Olapic is one of them, OLAPIC. We're starting to evaluate them. We think that what they're doing with images and image hosting, image sharing is really special and really unique. I'd definitely take a look at them. I think on the mobile front, what we were able to do with Gold Run for our augmented reality scavenger hunt, which just went nationwide today. Check that out. If you have an iPhone, just go to the Apple Store, download Gold Run, and you'll see. We're really starting to play a lot with AR. I know it might sound like it's a little passé now, but the way that we're trying to integrate it into our campaigns is pretty experiential, and we're pretty stoked. We're pretty excited. So.
Well, if you want to play around with some live video, then you should probably check out the live video iPad app from Stickam over here.
Just for the record, I have been a Stickam user, a member, for probably 4 years, at least. Back in the day, I was there.
Okay, back in the day, but what about now? Do you realize how big the community is? 9 million broadcasters on Stickam. Nobody knows this.
No, I'm every now and then I'm jumping on. Google, we love Google.
Yeah.
Stickam was first.
Mm-hmm.
First.
There is that first to market position, folks, and not only that, but I think as it relates to live streaming, if we're going to talk about video for a second, a lot of people think of live streaming as an afterthought in a way. They say, oh yeah, let's live stream that. Well, who are you live streaming to? Like all of you folks, you saw that we were going to be live streaming from BlogWorld. We told you all we were going to be live streaming from BlogWorld. We tweeted about it, we posted about it, we let you know on Facebook, we told you as many places as we could that we were going to be live streaming from BlogWorld. But a lot of folks, they throw up a live stream and just expect people to magically appear. I feel like live streaming is one of those things where people need to realize that they also need to promote the fact that they're going to be doing a live stream.
We do a ton in terms of live streaming events. I would say we're probably, to your point, you have to have a strategy when it comes to really pushing that live stream out. I mean, we have social.ford.com, which is our online community. We have all of our Facebook channels. We touch over 5 million Facebook fans across all of our pages. And we incorporate live streaming into Facebook constantly. Right. So it's something that that we're big proponents of.
Have you checked out WebDoc here?
You know what? Yes.
It's another good one. These are people that kind of circulate in and out of the TechZulu stream at BlogWorld, and definitely they're saying that it's sort of like an interactive web flyer, which is kind of cool, something for Ford to think about. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
No, wink, wink.
Well, I have harassed you enough, Craig, I think. And there's ice cream over there, and I had some, and I think that you need to practice the swirl.
You know what? It's all about the swirl. It's that's all we focus on is the swirl at Ford Motor Company when it comes to social. It is a social media swirl at BlogWorld.
Social media swirl at BlogWorld, and we will hopefully be swirling around the party with you tonight.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on, Craig. How do I say your last name, Craig?
Craig Daitch.
Craig Daitch with Ford Motor Company.
Thank you.
Thank you again.